Hey everyone, Travis Gafford here at the AllStar event in LA with coverage presented by HTC Esports. I'm joined right now by PowerofEvil underneath the bright lights of the LCS sign in front of the NALCS studio, where you'll soon be competing in the regular season, but right now are competing in AllStar. So first off, what's it like for you to be here at the AllStar event?
Well, obviously it's a great honor to represent Europe and Germany in All-Stars, and it's like the first time I get voted in. I feel like the last times there was no opportunity or chance because of X-Becke and Alex H, and they were just like too huge of like fan bases and players. So it was my first time. I had like a huge chance of doing it, and I'm really happy of getting it here the first time.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes around the voting thing. So I understand people were kind of upset about the fact that you ended up in North America after they voted you here. So you made a Reddit thread about it, which also was controversial. So now that a couple days have passed, sort of what are your calm thoughts on how this all stuff has gone down?
Well, I personally regret doing the Reddit thread because it wasn't the right way to express myself. But I was really emotional and frustrated about how people reacted to all that kind of stuff, even beforehand. So it was just like it was just bad, and now it's time to look forward.
Yeah. And sort of, now that you've had a chance to kind of calm down and relax, is there any way that you would readdress that situation, or anything that you would say to the European fans who are kind of frustrated?
No, I think everyone has their own opinion right now, and I think everything was said.
Okay. That's fair, that's fair. All right, so back to the All-Star event. You are playing with a very different lineup than what you normally play with, and so it's kind of always fun to see players compete alongside other players from their region that they don't normally play with. What's it been like working with the other four guys on your team?
Well, I was really excited playing with Jankos and Reckless. Not as much as Soas and Rigna because I already played with them before. So I always love playing with new players because you learn so much of their communication, how they behave in-game, like maybe stuff that other players you played with beforehand are not doing, the same, I guess, communication and so on. So it's like, I feel like we don't have the best synergy yet as a team, but we're all just having fun and we're just trying to do as good as we can and represent Europe as good as we can.
Now, I know that some teams have had the chance to practice longer than others. Others were dealing with like the roster shuffle and team negotiations, and you know, obviously the NA team is here, but other teams had to fly here. So what kind of practice has the EU team been able to get for this?
We had 3-man flex queue, and three games of scrims. That's pretty much all of we had because Igna was in Korea and Zoas was like in vacation, and we 3-men had not all the time. We didn't have much time as well because there's like obviously contract negotiations and sponsor meetings and stuff like this. So we actually only had 3-man flex queue and like 1 day of scrims. So it was kind of, I guess it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Do you feel like you guys are underdogs at this event?
I guess we got. I feel like we got a stronger group. Okay. So I think we have a more rough time than NA, but I'm sure we can beat TCL and what was it? LMS? I think LMS, yeah. So I think if we beat these two, we are good to go.
Okay. Very good. And okay, let's say that actually, let's talk a little bit about the 1v1 tournament. What do you think about the whole 1v1 setup?
Well, it's really new for me because I never practiced that in my entire life. There's always so many like different factors like vision, taking care of junglers and stuff like this, right? So I'm on one side I'm really happy of representing the UL All-Star team in the 1v1 because the coach chose the players, right? But at the same time I'm really nervous because I never really did this kind of stuff, and I need jungler and supporter to roam mid lane. Yeah. So no, I'm jokes aside, I'm happy to represent them, and I think I can do good.
Have you had any practice? Because Hanser was telling me that he and Mike were helping Bjergsen practice in 1v1s backstage. So have you had a chance to get any 1v1s in?
Well, I played some against Reckless because he's in the 1v1 tournament as well, and he's really ambitious of practicing as well. It's just a little bit hard because he mainly... Actually, I shouldn't say anything.
Okay.
Actually, I shouldn't say anything about like... I was about to say.
That was a close one.
No leaks.
Question mark. We'll find out someday why it's really hard. It probably has to do with champion picks, but who knows? Could be anything. All right. So besides the All-Star event, when should we expect to see you back on American soil and getting ready for next year?
Well, it's still everything really secret and top secret under books, but
it's hard for me because everybody talks so openly about this stuff, and then I do the interview and I'm like not allowed to talk about it. It's kind of funny.
yeah, it's funny for me too.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see is a good way to put it, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Well, either way, Power of Evil, is there anything that you would like to say to any of the fans out there from any of the regions that you may or may not be playing in the future?
Well, I'm really looking forward to everything that will come in the next weeks and months.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Looking forward to the rest of your All-Star performance. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel.